Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something quite different. I'm going to be reading some of your more personal stories while I play COD Mobile. Because the other day, about 3-4 days ago, actually 2 days ago, I did a post asking you guys how are you and the state of your life, if we're keeping it real. I'm interested to see how my community is as people and not just viewers of the videos on this channel, for those willing to be open and share. And when I posted that, I have 36 comments in total. So we're going to go through some of these in this video, and I'll help provide, some insight, my 2 cents with each one that I go through. So let's get started, shall we? Jugan user says, I'm going through a hard time in life, Ada. I'm seeking shelter and struggling to keep food in my stomach. At the end of the day, I keep my faith in God regardless of the situation. Wow, by the way, I was going through these just before I jump in on this, like yesterday, and wow, man, my heart was like breaking for you guys. I mean, we all be going through challenges, but it's just very sobering and also humbling to see the realness of the struggles that people go through in their day-to-day that's not publicized on social media. So just want to say thank you guys for being real, being open, being honest. And yeah, let's get into this. So he says, first off, he's going through a hard time. He's seeking shelter, struggling to keep food in his stomach. So Drew, again, I'll just help give any insight I can, maybe to help your situation. The first things first, I'm not sure which country you're from, but at least here in Canada, and I'm sure in many, many other places, with shelter, there's a few options. You can go through homeless shelter if you don't have a particular stay at home, with family or whatnot. If you have friends, that's probably the best option. People you can call brothers, or if you're girls, sisters, people you really trust. Another option is going to your local church. That might actually help you, because sometimes churches, if you go and let them know your situation, they can connect you with somebody who's trusted and, who has a good head on their shoulders to take you in for a period of time to help you get back on your feet. And with that, I'm sure they can also help meet your need with food. But I do love what you said. You said, I keep my faith in God regardless of my situation. That is beautiful, my friend. And I think you should continue to have that steadfast faith, because God is so good. And he will bring you through this, and you'll learn and be built up from the situation that you're going through. I also pray that this is a transformative journey for you and transformative time in your life for the better. I hope this, and I pray this sets you up for many, many good things. All right, cool. Next up, Chill Kento says, having it rough in Nigeria. Cost of living keeps getting higher and the services gets worse. Before I continue reading, relatable. Here in Canada, it's similar. The beauty is, I guess, we're a bit more privileged. Okay, he says, I'm in my final years of university. Oh man, I lost my dad earlier this year. Dude, I'm sorry to hear that. And right now, I personally have no direction in life. I only look up to God to guide me at this point. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. First things first, that's just really, really tough. But I also know your dad would want you to do what's right, to be happy, to succeed, and to have a strong faith. So, in terms of the cost of living getting higher and services getting worse, I feel like that's pretty much universal wherever you are, for the most part. But, bro, if you are having struggle, like a challenge to actually, again, meet ends need, I would highly encourage you to look into ways to make money online. Because if you do this, especially if you're in Nigeria, you can get North American clients that will pay you with a higher converting currency like USD or Canadian. So if you make 10 USD there for a little project, for example, that'll give you a lot more buying power in Nigeria. So I would, if you can, figure out something that you're good at, create a service online around that, and Learn how to market yourself, learn how to get clients, learn how to service these people so that you can help set yourself and your family in a better place. Because if you stay working within the field of Nigeria, I'm not saying you can't do well, I'm sure you can, but the opportunities are limited. You are in your final year of university, so I'm not sure what you're studying. You could potentially mix what you're studying as the service, that you provide online. Again, I don't know what you're doing, so it could be graphic design, it could be starting to be a doctor, which might be a bit more difficult. I don't know. But if you can find something online, it's my point, you'll set yourself up. And as for losing your dad, I've never lost somebody that close to me. And you're saying you have no direction. I really, really encourage you to continue to seek God for guidance on what you need to do in your life. Ask Him truly, sincerely, with the total openness of mind. Ask Him your purpose. Ask Him to guide you. Ask Him to show you as your loving Father. So, I believe in you. Good luck. I know you'll get through this. And if you have any questions or follow-ups, just comment on this video, or you can DM me on my socials. Maybe I can help provide some more 2 cents. Okay, next. Nathan Brown says, struggling to find a job, and I don't have anyone I feel like I can speak to. Struggling to get food, manage my depression and anxiety every day, but I keep on going, bro. I'm glad you're doing well. When I read this, I feel like I can relate, especially to the depression/anxiety side of things. Back many years ago, I used to struggle very heavily with these 2 things. What changed first up was having my encounter with God. Secondly, what actually really helped was taking massive action despite how depressed and anxious I felt. I found it troubling to get out of bed. I found it troubling to want to eat. I found it troubling to want to do almost anything. But what really helped is not sitting and ruminating and thinking, is to actually do things, to actually apply myself and get out of my head and into action, into movement. So I would just do something productive with your time and force yourself to actually get active and get productive. That will help because you won't have as much time to think in your head all day because you'll be doing things. As for struggling to find a job, I feel like that's very common, especially even here too. Again, I don't know where you're from, but a lot of these struggles are universal. If you can't find the job, create your own, my friend. At least that's what I would do in your shoes. For me, I've never had a regular job that pays me hourly. I've always managed to find a way to make money through, literally, I've cut grass, I've raked leaves, I've cleaned houses, I've done a whole bunch of things. I've tried cooking, I've tried a lot of things, dude. I've always found a way. So if you're struggling to get a job, create your own. Get creative. You're not limited. The only thing that limits your opportunity is your perspective and your field of view, your level of awareness, your level of creativity. And you're creative and you can figure it out. Now, it's not always for everybody, but if you need some immediate cash, you can do something like that. Start a business, even if it's small. All right, let's move on. Mario says, gonna quit CODM for a bit and go hard on job searching. It's frustrating, but I'm at a stage where I have to accept the responsibility for myself. It's gonna be difficult but everything will work out soon. Right now, I'm broke, tired, and frustrated with my own inadequacies while isolating myself from everyone, just so I can play CODM and forget about my stress and anxiety. Now it's time to pick up the pieces and let my hands heal and mind heal. And then he also said at the end, F the USS 9. I'm not going to say the full word. Okay, Mario, I think this is a brilliant idea. I'm not going to lie. That's why I had been, for a period, not as much streaming, not really focused on the game or content. I'll focus more on my real life stuff because we're getting older. Responsibilities are going to pile up. I'm sure some of you guys want to start a family as well. And these years is so critical to be used to actually set yourself up and fix these issues so that down the road you can not only be blessed, but bless the people around you. So honestly, although it's good sometimes to have a little outlet, like you play CODM to forget some of that stress and anxiety, it can turn into an unhealthy coping mechanism and escaping of your reality where you end up just sabotaging yourself. So you don't want to do that. If anything, if you do feel like at times while you're building yourself, you need to decompress, give yourself a scheduled time so that you don't wallow or snowball back into that cope of overdoing CODM and getting addicted. Just limit your time while you're building your life if you really need it, and you'll do well. I believe in you. Let's get it, man. I love how everybody is starting to like take life seriously and build themselves up. This is beautiful. Okay, next. CODM says, finally found a job. Excited and ready to get a life going and hopefully a wife in the future. Amazing. Overall, just excited and glad to be alive. I also quit CODM, which has gotten me less depressed. I was also addicted to it until my 15K account got stolen. Damn. Which was kind of a good thing in some ways. To anyone who's addicted to CODM, please quit. It will drain the life out of you. If you're not, then go ahead, but with moderation. Literally what I was saying earlier too. I agree totally. If it's CODM or if it's a different game, literally quit or reduce it significantly. Since I've done that personally, I was a pro player, so I was getting paid to play and I travel and do all this stuff. But since minimizing my time on the game, as fun as it is, as nice as it is sometimes, my life has improved significantly. My focus has improved. My relationships have improved. My finances have improved. Everything has improved. My health, like it's incredible. If you apply the same grind mentality like you do in CODM to real life, the amount of progress you'll make in a short period of time is incredible, because you start to gamify your life. You start to see your life as a game and you as the main character, which you're leveling up instead of your CODM character, your CODM guns. So life becomes exciting and you wake up excited to get out of bed and to make more progress. So I agree with you. That's beautiful words. All right. That Akatsuki guy says, I'm at the stage where I feel like everything is rigged against me. Nothing is going my way, man. And if they do, something else comes up that drags me 3 steps back. I'm in a state where I don't even play the game that much, clocking at most 2 hours on the game the whole week. Everything is tough, but I keep on pushing. I keep trying not to fall into despair, but I put my trust in God and I know that everything will work out in the end. To anyone reading this, don't give up, keep your chin up, and put your faith in God. He will calm the storm. He always does. Wow. Beautiful. First thing, I'm just going to address your first comment, where you feel like everything is rigged against you, nothing is going your way. Sometimes life has seasons where that it feels that way or it happens that way. It's in these kinds of seasons where you develop tremendous character, tremendous resilience, where you start to figure out solutions and become reliant and dependent and trusting in God and also in the abilities that He's blessed you with. And so my word for you is just be encouraged. Be encouraged. Keep persisting. Don't stop. Do not let the despair of life drag you down and consume you. Instead, have full confidence, have full encouragement and faith that this is just the beginning. And these things against you are actually your stepping stones. They're your friends. Befriend your challenges because they are going to help you get to the next level. And I'm noticing a theme here. Most people that are improving their life are reducing their game time significantly. And there's a lesson in that. Okay, next. Ernest Techi says, burnt the F out trying to earn a living in an almost impossible country, Nigeria. Still looking forward to better days and appreciating little things. I think that's really beautiful. That perspective, being grateful, being appreciative, the fact that we have breath, the fact that we have life. Dude, isn't that amazing? In terms of being burnt out, if you're trying to earn a living in a country that has menial opportunities, I would give you the same 2 cents I gave the others. Go online. You have an internet access. And so this is the time to learn how to make money online. There's so many ways, so many opportunities, but with whatever you choose to do, you need to hyper focus on one opportunity and not try to do like 7 things at once. I made that mistake when I first started and I just spun my wheels. Look at what you're passionate about, what you're naturally skilled in, and what you can make money in pretty quickly without having to put money down. And that's going to be your golden ticket, at least to start with, to learn the skills, to build, and to earn your first clients. Now, I would just be weary with the online space. You don't actually have to put money in to make money. A lot of people have that misconception. So let me clear that up. With any business that I've done, I've not had to put any money down first. I've done it in a way where I get paid and then I do the service. So it's a service-based business. If you try to do something where you buy inventory and then resell it, that's not smart. I wouldn't do that. Start with a service-based business that costs you nothing, but that you can sell and actually provide real value to help people. So your motivation and your drive should be, okay, you want to make money. I understand you need to make a living, but think, how can I serve people? How can I solve this person's problems? Think, what problems have I solved for myself that I can help others solve and charge them for that? And then another step forward that you could do is look at the industry. If once you figure out what you solve for yourself and what other people, like what that is that you can help solve for other people, look at the prices and the offers that others are offering for that same problem. And then you can kind of get a better idea on how to price things, how to market it, how to do outreach and how to sell. There's a lot of value there. All right. Neon says, chilling. Got my final exams in 2 months, but I'm confident it's pretty good. By the way, looking good with the beard, Jesus. First off, thank you. Also, good luck on your final exams. I believe in you, dude. Yeah, just make sure you stay organized. Be consistent. Don't wait till the last second like most people do. And you'll do fantastic. All right, Max Million Haman 7035 says, if Jesus wasn't there, I wouldn't be here anymore, to be honest. Wish you all the power, fellas. Keep strong. Hey, praise God. God is amazing, isn't he? Thank you for the words of encouragement, Max. Everyday Random Guy says, I'm going through tough things right now, but it is safe to say it the least. I'm quite blessed by the Lord. Always depend on him, but seriously blessed this 2025 and the upcoming 2026, the Lord willing. Christ is Lord, fellas. Amazing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Every time we have breath, every time that we wake up, we have good health, we have family, we have our necessities, we're in a good spot, and it's only up from here. So be encouraged. I love that. All right. Ray says, I'm going through a hard time, Adam. I feel like I don't belong on this earth. I feel like I have nothing to live for, but your videos / COD videos in general help me escape. I will forever be grateful for the game and YouTube. Lol. All right. Wow. I just want to say a little quick chip in. I love how real you guys are. Really love it. I feel like we don't see that enough on the internet. Okay. I feel like I don't belong on this earth. I have nothing to live for. So that statement right there, it's a very sad but also powerful statement. Because if you feel like you don't belong on this earth, that you have nothing to live for, it's because you don't know your purpose that God has bestowed upon your life. Everybody was born for a reason. You're not a mistake. I'm not a mistake. The next person down the road is not a mistake. It's very... you're created with real intention, with real purpose. You are given particular giftings. And when you buy let's say, I don't know, a new computer or a new technology, how do you learn how to use it? Do you just try to experiment and figure it out? Or do you look at the manual that the inventor created for you to know what his purpose is for? In the same way, I ask you, if you don't know your purpose, you don't have anything to live for, why don't you ask the creator who made you and truly seek him? Because wouldn't the creator who made you know your purpose on why he put you here for? I'll leave you with that. Okay, Ferguson says surviving mode. I can completely relate to this, my friend. I can completely relate to this. I've been there. Was there not too long ago. When you're in survival mode, you don't think about too much other things. Your main focus is covering your basic necessities, and it can cause a lot of stress. So with you, I would say, man, get your finances in the best order as fast as you can. Take it as serious as you can. This way you can relieve some of that tension with being in that survival mode. And if it's survival mode beyond money, like with your environment or relationships, if possible, try to fix them. As obvious as that sounds. Or maybe it might be time to change environments. I don't know what way you mean that survival mode, but take with that what you will. Sneaker YT says, I'm going through puberty and maturity where responsibility is slowly falling on my shoulders. I am tense, excited for the new upcoming phase of my life. Yes, sir. Let's go, man. This is a good period of your life. I'll have a couple things I want to tell you. First off, it's good that you're excited. Keep that enthusiasm and don't let the world's responsibilities and troubles extinguish the excitement and the life in that childlike creativity / interest / curiosity that you naturally have in you. Okay? And then number 2 is set yourself up early for success. So you're starting to get responsibility. Fantastic. Rise to the occasion. Get that position where you can actually be well off financially, so you're not worrying about things down the road. Where you're getting your health in shape so that you're not, getting degenerative diseases down the road either. Get all the areas of your life, build them up now. Now is the time to start and learn as you go. The sooner you put off any of the 3 major areas, I'll say 4 major areas being your finances, your spiritual life, your health, and your relationships. If you put any of those off, it's going to hold you back down the road. So start early, start now, build them up, learn, experiment in healthy ways, and just set yourself up. You will thank your future self for it. Let me reword that. Your future self will thank you for it. All right. Cure for Propaganda says, good question. I think life is always difficult, but it's how you react to the given situation. So as my life is hard right now, it's how I react. And of course, I'm always going to try to make the best of it. 100%. I agree with you completely. It's like everybody's dealt a different hand at life, but that different hand that you have could actually be your blessing, because your hand is unique to your neighbors. And that can give you an advantage, actually, in some way, shape, or form. So it is definitely how you react or how you deal with your current situation that will either make you a better man, give you a better life, or if you look at it and react in the wrong way, can destroy you. So ultimately, it's a choice. We have free will. So choose accordingly. Choose what's best. All right, Mr. Noob Saber says, fine, I guess. I'm trying to get good in the game, but still I can't see any progress. I'm glad you asked this. I'm glad you guys are answering. And if you're not seeing progress in the game, you're trying to get good, I think it'd be time to start playing against better players in private matches like scrims, 1v1s, watching even some of my videos that teaches you how to think like a pro, how to train your mechanics like a pro. You'll see progress if you implement those. AP says, life isn't easy right now. I'm not going to pile on, but I think most comments sum up how hard things are if you aren't well paid at the moment. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Like, money is important. Shouldn't be greedy, let's not go to that extent. Greed is destructive. It will destroy you and those around you. That's not what we're saying. But money is important because the food that you eat, the water you drink, the clothes on your back, the shelter you live in, it's all what? Paid. Requires what? Money. So you need to be well off so you can be blessed and bless others around you, and so that you're not in that survival mode. And that's like one of the biggest things I've been focused on recently is getting my business in order and providing services that can help the world. Because if you want to get paid big, you need to help big. And I think that's where most people get it wrong. They think really selfishly, and so as a result, they don't ever solve problems that are big enough to get them paid well. Passerin Ho says, "Aye, bro. Not great, no horrendous, but predominantly out of the rat race at the least." Hey, I want to give you a little clap. Not sure if you could hear that, if my mic picks up on my little clap. But if you're out of the rat race, congratulations. That's a really big step. Keep it going. QDOG says, "My master's is starting. Documentation is still on hold. They are saying pay fees and give midterm exam. And nervous right now. Don't know what will happen next week." Hey, good luck. Good luck with it. I believe you'll do well. Whatever happens, look for the lessons in those experiences with the midterm, with whatever marks you get. And yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. Sometimes it's good, you got the unexpected. You're not sure what will happen. You're in an uncomfortable situation, which signals growth. Right. G. Bonsley says, "I want to die. Waiting for World War III. Life pretty much sucks no matter what I do to fix it, so I don't know." Wow. Okay, well, I'm not sure what you're going through, but it sounds like you're in a pretty dark place mentally. No matter what I do, it's been sucking. Okay, so I'm not sure what you've tried, what's going on exactly in your life, but I would just say, my friend, don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Sometimes it's like these dark moments that are the most transformative. I mentioned that earlier, but it's so true. One of my worst times in my life where I was comparing how blessed animals are that they don't have to actually think and have the awareness that humans have, because I was so distraught and so stressed and anxious and miserable. But it was that moment in life that made me so much better. That laid the foundation. So please, don't give up. Keep persisting. Look for the opportunities. Don't stop. Do whatever it takes. That in a way that's good, that doesn't harm others. Things will get better. Okay, Oyendo Damola Muis says, "I'm not a part of your YouTube community, but life's been harsh on me particularly. There's nothing in existence that is worth it." I will disagree with you. There's plenty of things in existence that is worth it. But I only say that because, for me, in my perspective, so much is worth living for because God is so amazing. Because I know God. I have that experience with God. So for you, if there's nothing that you think is worth existing for, it's because you haven't found the truth. You haven't found your purpose. You don't see the world in the incredible gift that it really is. So I encourage you to try to change your perspective a bit. Look at the great blessings of life around you, even if it's harsh. Life is harsh for everybody, I'm going to be honest. Of course, there's varying degrees, but there's so much good despite the harshness. And I think that alone is worth looking at. And if you don't find hope in anything else, or you feel like there's nothing worth existing for, at least exist for your family, for your future family, for the person next door who's also going through a hard time. At least exist for them, at the very least. But I truly encourage you to seek God, because that is where the beginning of all of these problems, this depression, this anxiousness, that's the beginning of where it ends. Doesn't mean your life is going to be perfect. Definitely not. Doesn't mean you won't go through hard times. You definitely will. But you go through it in a completely different light. And it's really amazing, actually, when you're in that place. Whew. The Diddy Diddler. What a crazy name, bro. He says, well, to everyone in the comments, at least we're not alone. Life is tough for us at this point in time, but guess what? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Control your thoughts. Fill them with positivity. When things are tough, don't look at it as a bad thing. Use it as motivation and believe that nothing can break you. The best thing I learned is how to control my thoughts. They literally, shape our reality. Go down the rabbit hole. The information is free. Thank me later. Beautiful. Thank you, the Diddy Diddler. I don't know why you named yourself that, but amazing. Amazing. Let's go. That's I think that's a good way to sum up the rest of the comments. Kind of end this video. I guess I'll read one more because I find it kind of funny. Killer B says, why do you look like Bad Bunny, man? The first time I ever got in that comment. Most people say I look like FaZe Rug. But anyways, appreciate you guys sticking through. I don't know. Let me know what you think of this style of video. I saw like a similar YouTube video called Reddit Stories while playing Minecraft. So I thought I'd do a CODM edition with my community. And so hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully if you do like it, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you want to see more of this. Let me know if you want to see more crazy stories that are, I don't know, could be relationship stories or other health stories or whatever. I mean, I'm willing to try new things. But yeah, give a subscribe if you haven't. Like the video if you enjoyed this. And you have a beautiful day, my friends. We'll chat in the next video.